Let it load on my screen. Alright, CJ speak.
Hello.
Alright, CJ speak. Hello. Alright. Pony speak.
Yo, I'm here.
Pony speak. Alright, Dave speak. I'm not hearing you, Dave. Alright, hold on. Okay, go to your party settings.
Zero reporting in.
Now go to allow your voice to be shared.
The check's cleared. Let's go to work.
Now hit always allow.
Yep, got it.
Alright, good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and read. Don't kill me, anyone. Don't kill me. I'm right next
Me
to
neither.
a mannequin.
I'm not there.
I'm going to send him an invite. Let's try this again.
Laser wires ready.
Let's try this again. Dave, speak.
Yo, yo.
Let's try this again. Dave, speak. Alright, you're in here now. We're up and running. Let me just make sure that everything's okay. Where the hell is everybody? I mean, where the heck is everybody?
I'm behind, David over here.
Enemy radio.
I knew it.
Alright, so how this is gonna go, guys, as I said, this is gonna be, I'm gonna ask each and one of you a question, and each and one of you are gonna answer one at a time. Do you all understand this?
Yep.
Enemy expired.
Alright, so... Hold on, I'm gonna try to find you, Dave. I'm gonna owe you one.
Deleted Spectre.
Dang, Psycho. You shot me in my butt top.
Alright. So, I'm going to start off with CJ.
Hello.
And all I ask is for your opinions, okay?
Park expired.
That's all I want is your opinion. Your truth opinion, what you think, and anything like that, okay? I need you to speak up.
Okay.
A little louder.
Okay. I'm speaking up.
Kill.
trying not to yell because my parents are telling me to shut up.
Alright, so my question for you, CJ, is why is it so hard to talk about racism?
I mean, it's not really hard to talk about racism. To me, in my honest opinion, it's not really hard to talk about racism to me. I actually never had a problem talking about it because, you know, it's important matter, and it's not only happening like in certain areas, but it's happening worldwide. So, yeah.
Hostile CUAV detected. Enemy UAV above.
Oh, come on. Okay, continue. I need more from you. Like, explain why is it.
Oh, let's see what else was this, well, I kinda don't know what else to say, but...
Okay, if you're done, I will go on to the next person.
Okay, yeah,
Alright, Pony, your turn. Same question, why is it hard to talk about racism?
Spectre go.
Me, I think that like some people might get offended if you like talk about racism and stuff.
Yeah, some people may get offended. Okay, Dave, same question, why is it so hard to talk about racism?
Wait, Tony, that was really short. Elaborate why, Tony.
Talk.
Okay,
Only
Pony,
reason I think people
sure.
might get,
Go ahead, elaborate.
only reason I think people might get offended because some people might don't like talking because they're like skin color and stuff, and you know how some people about like older folks and stuff, like that they've been through this time and stuff like that. That's why I think some people might get offended and stuff.
Kill.
So that's okay.
Okay, Dave, your turn.
Well,
Expired.
it's hard because of different platforms from different groups, and me as
I
a
skipped online.
Hispanic
Commencing system
American,
intrusion.
you know, among other people, are affected by it in a sense because the whole political correctness, and obviously you're not gonna be
Deploying disruptor.
offensive to nobody, you know. If we're gonna go by technicality, you know, there's only one race, that's the human race. You heard it before. So it's hard because of the different platforms from different people from different ideological groups. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, CJ.
Okay.
What is your earliest encounter with racism?
Okay, I have
Hostile
to
UAV
say it
circling.
was in the fourth grade. I was starting a new school in Mitchell. It was this kid in my class. He was white. He was a nice kid, nice to everyone, and it was just this one person that would always just be racist to him, and it kind of made me like upset about it, because why would you discriminate against another race? So like, and this is how I got bullied. This is how I got bullied leading back to that. So I try to help them and tell them to stop. That's racist. You don't want no one to be racist to you, and they
Right.
and they didn't seem to care. So it's like it's the baddest thing. That was like the baddest moment ever in my life
Right.
dealing with racism. So.
Alright. That sucks on your behalf.
Yep. But made it through.
Alright.
Felt great afterwards.
Pony,
Yes.
what is your earliest encounter with racism?
To be honest, I never had like any encounter of racism and stuff. I don't know why. That's a good thing. And I can see like one time of, like playing a game, and I'm playing with some random people,
Right.
and you know, some people like to be racist and stuff. Like, they'll talk about how like certain people like go to jail and all that stuff, and
Right.
every time every time I get like shoot and stuff, like it's always like that person. They always like blame the cops and stuff.
Right. Alright. Very, yeah. Okay, David,
Yo.
what is your earliest encounter with racism?
Honestly, I haven't had an encounter with racism.
Has there been anyone around you that has encountered racism?
I had felt like tension from people just because of like if I had to speak Spanish in front of a group of people that do not understand it, just like any other language, you know, they tend to feel uncomfortable. But I don't think it has anything to do with racism. It's kind of frustrating to be sitting in a room with a bunch of people that speak a different language from yours and you cannot understand it. And I get that. I really get it. But it didn't feel for me like if it was like something racist. It's just uncomfortable, you know?
Right.
Hostile there.
Yeah. I would say that really sucks. Now, I'm probably gonna be quiet for a bit, y'all, because I'm being killed. I will get back to the question momentarily.
Sit rep. Hostile care package aboard.
Kill.
Hostile UAV circling.
Okay, so on to the next question, CJ.
Okay.
Do you think all humans are a little biased even if they don't know it?
Wait, please repeat.
Repeat it?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think all humans are a little biased even if they don't know it?
Hostile UAV
Yeah,
circling.
I think they're a little biased because some people do not know what they're saying, and some people really do mean it, but others don't,
Hostile
and
system intrusion has
it's
been
like
detected.
because it's like they're either like realizing that it's wrong
Position heal.
and it's biased that they're saying it, or it's like they know it's biased but they just don't care. So either way it goes, people
Enemy
know
CUAV
it's
established
biased
above.
that
Hostile
they're
UAV
saying racist
circling.
things to another person because they're different than you or anyone else in the anyone else in the world. So
Right.
An enemy hacker is attempting to breach our system.
Ice pick shut down.
Okay. Cody.
Yes.
Do you think all humans are a little biased even if we don't know it? Or even if they don't know it?
Sometimes. I think like some people like don't understand like what people be like talking about and stuff, and sometimes they might get offended, but even though the other person might be offended, like still like really like offended or not. That's why like cautious like if they be being around certain people.
Right.
Yep, definitely.
I agree.
Echo. Hostile darts operating.
First keep talking or
Okay, David.
Yep.
Shed some blood.
Okay, do you
I think
all
everybody's
humans...
biased.
Okay, go ahead.
I think everybody's biased in like pretty much everything. It's part of our ego. It's part of our nature. But you know,
Sit rep.
what's just? That's the real question. You know.
Engineer did.
For me, it's more about what's fair or just. You know.
Zero kill.
Because everybody has an opinion or a biased opinion, and it's fine. But it's about what's fair or what's just. And if it violates any human rights or, you know,
Right.
anything that infringes a human right is it's unhumane, you know?
Right.
It's not good.
Run, bleed. Located therapy. Break extinguished.
Okay.
An enemy hacker is attempting to breach our systems.
KIA.
Alright.
Enemy UAV above.
Okay, CJ.
Yes.
Can you name some historical events that happened in the world due to racism?
Okay. I can actually name a few. Okay, I guess the incident was, Rosa Parks is one. Where, like, she couldn't sit down on the bus because she was black and they had certain rules back then about buses, so that's what happened. And, I guess Martin Luther King is a major part that dealt with racism, which was also included with segregation and all that beautiful stuff. So and who else? It's like two main ones I know. Who else? Malcolm X is one, of course, but he wanted different goals. Different goals about racism.
Hostiles have destroyed your UAV.
But basically they still were the same. I believe that's all I know. Who
Right.
mainly dealt with racism. Well, and which were famous events, so yeah.
Right. You very
Hostile
smart.
system intrusion has been detected.
Enemy down.
Your systems have been infected by an enemy hacker.
0 expired.
Sit rep. Hostile care package above.
Who's Golden Bugatti?
Good friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
Hostile lightning strike
UAV
incoming.
available for tasking. Control systems are back online.
Deploying smoke charge. Liquidated. Slice and dice.
Hostile CUAV detected. Enemy UAV above.
Might kill Cam.
Okay, so
think. Hopefully.
who did I just ask about?
No.
Okay. Pony,
Yes.
can you name some historical events that happened in the world due to racism?
That's my first one.
What was that?
I did. Oh, like how was it? Rosa Parks. One when she can like sit in the bus. That's one. Martin Luther King had one. I think he had got arrested. I think the boycotting of
Right.
in Alabama when like when they had boycott like for the bus because of Rosa Parks
Right.
had got arrested and people they know like they gonna lose a lot of money because people like to rate the bus back then.
Right.
I think I forgot. I know one other They had make a movie about like these three African American ladies, and they were trying to work for NASA, but I forgot three of their names. I think that's one part. That's one historical events of it.
I
Right.
think I know who you're so saying.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dave,
Yep.
your turn.
I think that well, not in my generation, but close to it, my parents and grandparents' generation, I think they witnessed probably in their generation the biggest racist act, which is the Holocaust. I
Wow.
think. And once you like get in that subject, it's pretty sad. It's
Right.
messed up, and I think that's probably in the past 2 centuries that was the biggest racist act committed by anybody. Dictator, politician, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Towards a race. Aside from what these guys have mentioned, obviously the Rosa Parks thing and Martin Luther King and all that.
Right.
For me, it was the Holocaust.
All right. Good point. Bringing that up.
That, you know, in a sense that a lot of families haven't even recovered from that. Just like a lot of families haven't recovered from 9/11, the same thing goes for the families of the Holocaust. And a lot of African American families with the whole racism and everything from the 60s. So yeah.
Good point. Bringing it up. You also do know that the KKK was also a historical event.
Oh,
yes,
right.
yes. Well, that's actually part of the African American history as far as racism goes, because the KKK was a movement that was, you know, it sprung from that.
Yeah.
Still exists in some parts of the world today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just like there's a lot of people with Nazi mentalities, you know.
Also,
you can see it.
Also, with its long historical violence, it's the most infamous and the most oldest of American hate groups.
Yeah.
Just wanted to put that out there. Alright. Bonus question.
Yeah, here comes the bonus question.
Alright, CJ.
Yeah.
Do you know who wrote the song Amazing Grace?
Do I know?
Yeah, do you know?
Ooh. I gotta say I don't actually.
Wait, what song?
You're gonna have to wait for your turn.
Sorry.
I actually don't know. So.
Alright, Tony.
To be honest, I do not know.
Okay. David.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Do you know who wrote Amazing Grace?
Ooh. No, I do not. Honestly.
Alright, so
That's a
nobody
good
knows
question,
who
though.
wrote it.
I would love to know.
Alright. So, that song was specifically written because of racism. The answer to this question, it was written in 1779 by John Newton.
John who?
John Newton.
Huh.
Hostile CUAV detected.
Interesting.
Google him.
Hostile UAV
I
circling.
gotta look that person up.
Alright. He wrote the song due to personal experiences. John Newton was a slave. A slave owner. Actually, John Newton was a slave owner until 1754 or
grenade going out.
1755. Amazing Grace is the most popular anti-slavery song of all time.
Wow. Something new every day.
Yeah, you do.
Now, let me ask. CJ,
Yeah.
do you know why John Newton made Amazing Grace? It's a test to see if you were paying attention.
Hey,
She know you
dang.
got you.
Dang, she kinda got me. But then John Newton create Amazing Grace because this just to probably try and recap what you said. Then he created because he was also a slave, but he was a slave. He was a slave, but he was also a slave owner.
Hostile UAV circling.
That's tricky because John Newton was not a slave, but he was a slave owner.
Slave, yeah, I said slave owner. I re-corrected myself. Slave owner. I
Enemy
forgot to say
CUAV
owner
established
after the
above.
end. And it was one of the number one. It was a top number one song because it was a black, anti-black, so however you want to call it, thing. So I don't know if I got that right.
Close.
Oh my God.
Close.
Okay, thank you. I'll take very close.
Now, on to Pony.
Yes.
Why did John Newton create The Amazing Grace?
I think he created it because he, I think like the experience like he witnessed like being like a slave owner and stuff, or probably he had see other people like slave owners do like the slaves and stuff. So that's why he like create this song.
Right.
Next one neutralized.
That's why I think he created the song.
Alright. Very close. Alright, Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Yes.
Why do you think John Newton created The Amazing Grace?
Honestly, I did not know about John Newton, but based on the song, I think he was religiously inspired by it and the morality behind it and the whole human rights thing. You know, it's a morality. So I guess he kind of felt connected to it in that sense, and that's what probably inspired him. That's as far as I could go.
Very good. Alright. Another fact. John Newton started out as slave owner, but ended up being a huge part in the beginning stages to free the slaves.
Hostile UAV circling.
Huh.
Alright. Let's see. I'm going to answer all of your questions right now. Alright. So,
Tracking enemy
John
sniper's
Newton
nest
created
overhead.
Amazing Grace to bring everyone together. You know, the Mexicans,
Enemy
blacks,
RCXD in your AO.
Chinese, Japanese, you know, all of them, even the whites, is to bring everyone together. That's why it was created. Now, does any of you have any questions for me?
That's my name.
No questions at all?
I have no question.
This was very informative, so it's a good thing. We did it.
Nice axe to the face.
Thank you.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and ask some more questions.
Rebottling.
If you guys are up to answering some more questions.
Let's do it.
Just to keep this rolling a little longer. Alright, so my personal question for today. What makes people think it's okay to talk about other people's colors?
Well, some people may come from a racist family or taught to be racist in some way. It all depends. It varies on how you was raised, where did you grow up at, and how kind-hearted and spiritual you are around other people, other races, and how you get along with them. So it varies. It varies to me.
Hostile UAV circling.
Weapon on you.
That's racist.
No, it's not.
Sit rep.
Okay,
Hostile
Tony.
care package above. Enemy UAV above.
Same question. What do you think? Why do you think it's okay for people to talk about other people's color
Hostile lightning
in a mean
strike
way?
incoming.
I think it's not okay like to talk about people race and stuff. And cause it might offend somebody. I think like it depends how the person is raised. You know, like certain like they think like their race like more dominant than the rest of the other race, but it's actually not. So you actually are people.
Right. Same question, Dave.
Oh,
in the spirit of the 4th of July day, not weekend, I was gonna say weekend, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to think or say whatever they want, whether it's inappropriate or not.
Hostiles have established multiple UAVs.
It only tells you that if a person is being racist, they really don't belong in this country, because this country, by default, is the most diverse country, period, as far as race. So, this is what makes America great, you know? The fact that you could have different races, different cultures mixing together and coexisting with each other and tolerating each other, and yet manage to, you know, have their own opinion. So, that's my take on that. They shouldn't be here if they're, in fact, racist. If there's people that are racist, they shouldn't even be here. They should go back to whatever country they desire to live in, but not here, because this is a very diverse country. So it's what makes America great.
Right.
Apes.
We woke up in a new Bugatti.
Look at that. Look at that. My boy.
So.
That boy's a savage.
Now. Knowing that it's the 4th of July coming up. And let me go ahead.
4th of July in 10 minutes.
Let me go ahead and ask this. What may cause people to become racist?
Who goes first?
CJ.
Alright. Like I said before.
And please, I'm sorry, excuse me. Let's not start this game, because I want this answer to be like legit from the heart and no distractions.
Good.
So
Legit
go
from
for
the
it.
heart, right here. Like I said before. Okay. You get taught by a racist person, or like you can live in a family racist, right? And you believe that's the right thing to do, but it's not. You can just become racist by saying the wrong thing to someone. Saying the littlest thing could offend someone in the biggest way possible. Right. That's why most of us be careful what we say. So, okay, for example, if I wasn't racist, but if I saw some of my friends being racist, that could lead me to become racist, but I can choose not to follow them and be my own person, a person who doesn't discriminate on no race, no color, no gender, no nothing. Okay? That being racist or like becoming racist is like something that happened to you, which you're letting on to other people, which is not the right thing to do. So,
you're right.
Being racist, being taught how to be racist is wrong to me. Learning racism is a good thing, but doing it and not trying to prevent it is another thing. And so, that ends my conclusion on why or how people get thought racist.
Pony, your turn.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Part of the cards.
I totally forgot my own question. That was so
What makes people to be racist?
CJ. Yeah. What makes people become racist?
I think probably like how they've been taught by their parents, or I think like if they've been taught from their parents or not about being racism. That's what I think, that how some people become racist and stuff. Or they might see other people being racist to somebody else and they think it's okay, but it's not, because you really don't know how this person actually feel about it. And somebody say something racist about you, you might get offended and you might don't like it. That's why it's not really okay to be like racist to people, because it might come back and haunt you back.
Well put.
True. Well put. Dave, your turn.
Okay then. Part of the cards.
Honestly, like these two guys had great answers, and honestly, for me, is cultural tolerance. What do I mean by that? If you are raised in a culture or cultural,
Right.
you came from a country, you became citizen or whatever, or
Right.
you were born in this country, but your family's from a different country, and you have that influence from your family
Right.
to be singling other races out. You'll get that influence, you get that sense of where your family's coming from, so you might be influenced to single certain groups out, in the sense that yeah, my family don't like Hispanics, or they don't like whites, or they don't like blacks, or whatever, so therefore you take upon yourself that responsibility of, you know, being like your family or making your family proud, whatever. That's how influence really works.
Right.
And that's why a lot of people that are born in this country, some of them do, some of them don't, but some of them will actually detach from their family cultural intolerance to other groups or races.
Right.
And it has to do with the upbringing and, yes, the families, like these guys said. You know, and that's what needs to change. That's why I said before, you know, the diversity in this country particularly is it's amazing. But we have families, we have different cultures coming in the country and still holding on to their cultures and the way they used to live in their countries, and bringing them here, and then they, you know, they'll cherry pick certain groups and how they treat certain groups because that's how they did it in their country. And that's one of the factors and one of the reasons why people become racist later on, because, oh, hey, my family, for example, my family, they weren't that tolerant with people from different races, not just colored people, but people from the United States, for example, white people, black people, whatever.
Right.
And I saw how that influenced a lot of my family, you know, nieces, nephews, people that were born in this country, and they were brought up with that concept. But once you're old enough, you start questioning everything. Alright, so these people are old-fashioned, they're foreigners, they came from whatever country it was.
Right.
So that's a good thing about the new generation. The new generation is very diverse and very tolerant towards other ethnic groups.
Right.
In that sense, and we need that. We really do need that because we're not in the 60s, we're not in the 70s, we're not in the 80s no more. You know, that's what makes this country great.
Right. Which brings me to this. It's kind of like high school. You know, you have your preps, your gangsters, your goth, your nerds, right? They all like to choose a side.
Right.
Honestly, it does not matter who you are, what you are. To me, it's either be nice or don't say nothing at all. And that's how I was brought up. If you don't have nothing nice to say, then don't say nothing at all. Which brings me back to the first question I asked. Now that we have gone through all of this, the facts that I just shared, why is it so hard to talk about racism? Anyone can answer that. Anyone at all.
I could put it in one word, honestly, and it's tolerance.
Exactly.
Tolerance. For me, it's tolerance.
Very well. That one word says it all. Think about it. As for an instance, a bully, okay? Why do you think a bully will bully others?
Because usually people who are bullied have been bullied by something else, by someone else, and they become bullies themselves just to make them feel better inside. And that's what explains why people who get bullied become bullies, and why bullies are bullying other kids, because it's something that happened to them which created them, and now they're hurting inside, and no one else knows why or how and what created them to start bullying people. So that's what really bullying is. Right. Someone gets bullied and then they become a bully. So that's really what a bully is.
Right. Very well. That is why bullies bully others. Alright, so this is going to be the end of our little discussion. I'm going to say my output. Now, thank you all for joining tonight's video. Thank you, David, for joining.
No problem.
Thank you, Pony, for joining.
No problem.
And thank you, CJ, for joining.
No problem. I'm always here.
And this has been tonight's episode, Racism. Leave a comment down below what you think.